interrupting today's video to give a massive thank you to today's sponsor, UK Driving Theory. UK Driving Theory is the best service to study and prepare for your driving test. Trusted by over 900,000 customers in the UK, it contains everything you need to get ready to make sure you pass your test first try. All of the content is licensed by the DVSA, latest revision questions and answers for the driving theory test, all in one place. UKDrivingTheory.co.uk contains practice mock tests, hazard perception clips, exams, road signs, latest highway codes, and is suitable for car drivers, motorcyclists, LGV and PCV drivers, and ADI trainees. This can be used on a desktop, laptop, tablet or mobile, so you can practice wherever you like. Again, massive thank you to the guys at UK Driving Theory for sponsoring today's video, but let's get back to the action. So guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a super exciting video for you guys. I have the keys to this 1993 Astra GSI, one of the best hot hatches from the 90s, and we get to go and B-road bash it again. Massive thank you to the guys at Havant Car Company for letting me go and enjoy this thing. The 16 valves. Sounding so good on the British B-roads today. Now this is the 1993 Vauxhall Astra GSI 16 valve. Now there's a few things, or a quick rundown, that I've got to actually tell you guys about on this one. So most of you will be very aware with the C20XE 2-litre red top engine. This does not have that engine inside it. It has the 1.8-litre 16 valve, which, doing a bit of research on this car, seems to be a little bit rarer than the C20XE 2-litre red top engine. I can't quite find too many of these 1.8 ones, but I did find out that there was 3 different engine variants in this shape Astra. First one being a C20XE 2-litre red top. There was also a 2-litre 8 valve in the earlier models, and then there was this, a Z18XE 1.8 litre 16 valve engine, which I believe to be slightly rare, or at least a little bit harder to find than the others. So of course I had to jump in this thing from Havant Car Company. I've never driven one of these, so it's a really interesting experience for me to jump in a different 90s hot hatch, because this was a fantastic hot hatch from its era. The 90s were, you know, 80s, 90s especially, were pinnacle in my opinion in hot hatches, and this is what I'm driving today, one of the pinnacle hot hatches of its generation. A little bit of this window, it is incredibly hot today, very hot, so sorry about the windows being down. Now I'm going to really enjoy this thing. I'm going to go and take it down some B roads, see what that 1.8 litre is like. And I know it's not going to tear your face off and it's not going to be the fastest thing in the world, but it's all about the feel in one of these cars. So, starting with the steering feel. Relatively direct, it's 90s steering though, of course. It does feel very connected to the road though. Although it is power assisted, I can feel every bump, jolt, everything through the steering on this Astra. The gearbox, although the throw is relatively big, it, you know, going from 3rd to 4th is actually quite a distance. It feels like a 90s distance. If you drive other 90s cars from this generation, I'm convinced they all feel the same way through the gearbox. Now, road handling, how does it feel to actually put into a corner? Now this is actually sat on some 16-inch Speedline wheels, which are of course an aftermarket wheel for this car. Now you do feel every bump, every jolt in a car like this. I do think that is part of the character. So every bump, it's like blah, 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 and come round the corner, you feel the back end tail like sort of going like this, and that is part of the fun. Driving a car like this, it brings you back to simpler times. Now, doing a bit of research on the power of this car, I am going to let you guys get in on the comment section of this car because there is a lot to talk about. I did a little bit of research and there's a claimed 123 brake horsepower on one of these engines on the 1.8 litre 16 valve. I have seen dyno videos of these reaching over the 140 brake horsepower mark, just like the C20 XE red top engine. It does run, you know, 148 brake horsepower, I think. This one, although claimed to be down on power from that car, I don't think you can really feel it when driving. I don't think you can really feel it at all, if I'm quite honest. Not that I've driven a red topped engined one of these, but it isn't about that. If you're running down the specs and it's got 10 brake horsepower, 20 brake horsepower less than 2 litre, I can't find it. I genuinely can't find it. When you're throwing this car around, when your foot is to the floor, there's just the biggest smile on your face. The excitement is there. The sound from the exhaust will grab third gear. It sounds so cool. It sounds like the 90s. B-road bashing, that's what it sounds like. Now, the enjoyable side of this car isn't the fact that it's pinning you to the back of the seat and oh my god, it's so scary. It's the feel of revving it round to 6,000 RPM. I think peak torque on this 1.8 litre is around 5,600 RPM. So you really have to rev this thing to get it going. Again, a trait of older cars, of, in my opinion, more exciting cars sometimes, because you get to rag the living hell out of this thing to actually get it up in the RPM, get the power out of it and get it excited, and it excites you at the same time because you're allowed and you are pressured to rev this thing. That is honestly part of the fun of these older, slower generation of hot hatches. I prefer them sometimes over any other car because the feel and the experience you get from driving a car like this is so good. It is just hot hatch heaven in here. I love my 90s hot hatches and I'm so glad I've been able to enjoy this one today. Shout out Having Car Company for having this. It is for sale. I've already asked them to like see how much it is and stuff, and it can sit in a collection for Having Car Company for the foreseeable future, and I can see why. It is a fantastic little car, this. I'm so happy on a beautiful summer's day I get to smash it down a B road with you guys. So as ever guys, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts on the 1.8 litre GSI. Did you know it existed? Did you know it was actually a thing? Do you think the appreciation of cars like this is valid? These are shooting up in price at the moment. Is it time to buy one? Let me know below guys. And as ever, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. More traction on this channel, the more views, the more cars like this get to come to the channel. That's just how it all works. So again, massive thank you to Having Car Company for letting me take one of their pride and joys out. Select second gear for a good buy.